Hey guys, welcome back to another Magecraft video. So today we are going to be looking at the Mystic Eyes. So yeah, I think I have at least heard of it or have seen it before, but obviously I gotta look through here just so I can, remember what it is. Just like the guest scroll, like, yeah, even though I didn't know the name of it, Kirisugu, he at least did try and make one, or at least he did make one, that agreement, that contract, so basically, like, if he did, I think, yeah, if he did harm Archibald, then he would have had consequences, but it said only if Kirisugu couldn't cause harm. So obviously someone like Maya or Saber could have caused harm, but yeah, let's just see what's going to happen here. Yeah, I'm not even going to keep you guys for too long. So, hope you guys will enjoy this. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And, yeah, so close to 1K. So, yeah, just make sure to sub. But, other than that, yeah, let's get this reaction started.
I just took what they gave me, did all the favors, they never repay me. It worked in my favor, cause nobody.
Brand new whip, got no keys. Tell them my clothes, no starch, please. Soon as you can go leave. Got M's in the bank like yes, indeed. Cartier glasses, I won't even peek at you. Yellow Ferrari like Pikachu. I got him waiting and watching what he gon' do. Tryna pee what I do, tryna steal my moves. 2500 for a new pair of tennis shoes.
In our previous lesson, I spoke of the gash, a magecraft akin to curses that function as a binding, limitation, or agreement between mages. Today's lesson, however, shall be focused on something that has become quite popular and coveted among mages, the Mystic Eyes.
Okay, here we
On
go.
this topic, I have much to cover, from the many types of Mystic Eyes, where they come from, and how mages both acquire and exchange them.
Yep.
There is so much to discuss
So you
that I
can
will be breaking the
exchange
topic
them,
up into
okay,
at
yeah.
least two different
What,
lessons,
take out your eyes and
starting
then
with the
give it to someone
fundamentals
else?
before moving on to examples, and of course, the infamous Mystic Eye collection train.
Or at least give them that,
I appreciate your patience
what,
as we
like
go through
power
this
or
very
whatever to
unique
put
and
it
fascinating
on their
piece of
eyes,
the
I
craft.
guess.
Put bluntly, Mystic Eyes are special eyes that grant their owners powers they can use in manipulating the world. Practically speaking, they grant their owners spells that standard magecraft cannot accomplish alone. They exist as strange phenomena that occur both naturally and artificially. The cause of a pair of Mystic Eyes is a mutation in a mage's magic circuits. This means that Mystic Eyes are hereditary and can be passed on between generations. Oddly enough, this has led some families, such as the Nanaya Demon Hunters, to practice incest so they can better ensure their Mystic Eyes pass to their children. Other mages prefer artificially
about that
causing
one,
mutations
though.
in their magic circuits through a process similar to forging a magic crest. This
Minnows
obviously has its own
hereditary,
merits over
but
inbreeding, but generally speaking, only common Mystic Eyes,
that's
such
taking
as
it a little
binding,
too far,
charm,
isn't
and
it?
whisper, can be created in this way. There are two exceptions to this rule. The Lehrman family, for instance,
Now that's just like a
specializes in crafting
crystal
Mystic
eye or
Eyes by
whatever,
cutting
a ruby.
gemstones. These eyes are not organic, but they do function properly regardless. Toko Aozaki, on the other hand, specializes in creating automaton puppets with tremendous realism. Her
Oh, yeah, we know
technique
about
is so
that.
precise that she can effectively manufacture replicas of her own Mystic Eye, arming her puppets with the same skills she has. While artificially created eyes are quite common among mages, they often lack in comparison to the tremendous powers found in the eyes some rare mages are born with. The Mages Association ranks such powerful eyes using a noble color system. Exceptionally potent eyes shine gold and are classified as such. Jewel-ranked Mystic Eyes belong to beings and beasts from the Age of Gods, whereas rainbow-ranked eyes are strong enough to rival gods in their power. Oftentimes, such eyes prove too powerful for a mage, and are prone to running out of control. Mages with strong Mystic Eyes either need to train to harness them only when necessary, or otherwise find ways to restrict them. In that endeavor, mages have invented what are called Mystic Eye Killers, a form of mystic code that mages can wear to weaken their eyes. Without them, keeping Magecraft a secret from the general masses would be nigh impossible. Even then, however, they can only do so much to hold back the most powerful of eyes. Another method of weakening Mystic Eyes is simply being aware of them. Mages who can recognize and understand the nature of a pair of Mystic Eyes gain slight resistance to them. While their effects can never be negated this way, it can make the difference between life and death during a surprise encounter. Let us go over the different types of mystic eyes, starting with the most common and progressing toward the most powerful. First, there are the mystic eyes of binding. As the name implies, these eyes are capable of binding anyone they meet eyes with. It's a suggestion spell, causing victims to become momentarily paralyzed. Both Eliasville von Einsburn and the ex-Clock Tower mage Barzan have these eyes. As I mentioned before, they are most effective on naive targets, given that trained magi can resist their effect. A more passive type, the Mystic Eyes of Charm, are able to compel others to find their owners sexually appealing. In function, their effects are remarkably similar to the love spot possessed by Diarmuid
Okay, I was
O'Dubna,
about to say,
which
when
in
did
addition
he
to
have
being
his
a
mystic
curse,
eyes?
is classified as a mystic face skill, though that's far less common. Similarly, a handful of mystic
And yeah, the
eyes
same thing
serve
with
to compel
Ia.
victims to
I
act
think I
in
might have to go
specific
back
ways.
then.
For instance,
Because I don't
the
think I
mystic
remember
eyes of
seeing her,
compulsion
like,
can
really
forcibly control a
manipulating
target's
anyone
body
like
to
that.
obey commands, an effect similar to a master's command spells. Iskandar's Shadow Retainer and Body Double, the sister of Hephaestion, happens to have these very same mystic eyes. More commonly, however, we'll see the mystic
Okay,
eyes
who
of
is
enchantment,
that?
which put victims into a state of hypnosis. Those possessing these eyes are Arcoade Brunstud, Nero Chaos, Alice Kuonji, and Toko Awazaki. More specifically, Alice and Toko only have this feature in their left eyes. In addition, the servant Suzuka Gozen has eyes with this ability, as well as a charm effect. With but a slight nuanced difference, we have the mystic eyes of Whisper. They also function hypnotically, but are far more subtle. Rather than directly taking
hence the
control
name
of their
Whisper.
victims, these mystic eyes cause victims to believe unquestionably the words of their user. This allows mages like Ciel to plant suggestions in her victims' minds that can only be undermined through direct contradiction. As a member of the aforementioned Lehrman family, the mage Yvette can swap between 3 separate mystic eyes, each made artificially from gemstones. Her Malachite eye has the power to see emotions, allowing her to sense how a person is truly feeling. Her Eye of Iolite enhances her ability to sense the mana density of an area. It is especially useful for detecting ley lines. For offense, she has a mystic eye made from ruby. It is a mystic eye of flame, which causes objects in her vision to spontaneously combust. While there's genuine appeal to swapping eyes frequently to fit the situation, it is far from safe. Yvette runs the risk of losing her sanity, and to prevent this, she has had her brain modified over 50 times.
50
I imagine some
times.
will find that more troublesome than it's worth. The following mystic eyes are far
I mean,
more
how
rare,
is she-
and by extension
how
more
is she
potent
still
than the kind
sane, like,
mages can typically create
Getting
artificially,
it messed,
such
getting
as the
your
mystic
brain
eyes
messed
of
around
clear
with that
sight.
many times.
Anastasia Nikolaevna Romanova is watched over by her
But yeah,
shadowy
is your
familiar
like
V.
memory still
Contracted to the
intact
Russian
like that?
Empire,
Like,
V
you know,
uses
because
his mystic eyes to gaze
I mean,
upon
depending
people
on
to
what type
discern
of
their
method is
secrets, and
used,
upon
but-
objects to determine their weak points. This is especially
Yeah, that many
effective on bounded
times.
fields. As a servant, Anastasia can have V use the eyes as a noble phantasm, capable of creating weak points in an otherwise flawless defense. The Greek goddess Medusa is widely known for her mystic eyes of petrification,
Well, I
otherwise
guess-
titled Cybele.
there we
While
go.
they
The
might seem similar to the
petrification.
eyes of binding, Medusa's eyes are on an entirely different level.
Yeah, 'cause I
absorbing the
really
life
did not
force of
see
anyone
much of
she
her at
stares
all,
upon,
so-
in addition to turning them to stone. These eyes
Yeah,
are so iconic
get to
and
learn
deadly
about that.
Medusa often keeps them covered by a blindfold, Breaker Gorgon, which serves as a mystic eye
Yep, and
killer.
that's why she has that
When
on.
settling into a more contemporary life at the Emiya family, she uses a pair of glasses crafted by Toko Awazaki to achieve a weaker effect, more stylishly. Balor, the Celtic god of darkness, the grandfather of Cuchulainn, possessed an unnamed type of mystic eyes that could cause death to anyone he looked upon.
What?
It is thought that these eyes were the predecessor of the equally terrifying mystic eyes of death perception, possessed by Shiki Ryogi and Shiki Tono. In either case, the owners are capable
You
of
know
seeing
how
death
easy it
lines
will
or
be to
death
just
points,
take out your
seams in
opponent?
the fabric
Just
of existence.
no.
If all
man.
things have an
Even if
origin,
they're running
they
away,
must
you
also
just
possess an end.
I guess
Upon
from
seeing
how
the
he's
innate
saying it, just
structural
look at
flaws
them and
of
they're
all
gone.
things, Shiki can sever those points, bringing death even to concepts and beings previously considered immortal. It should go without saying that without training, this ability can be both overwhelming and extremely dangerous. In the case of Shiki Ryogi, even her attempts to put her own eyes out could not suppress the sensation. Only after being rigorously trained by Toko Awazaki does she learn to manifest the eyes at will. The younger Shiki Tono, on the other hand, was given mystic eye killers in the form of glasses akin to Medusa's. Toko first made the glasses, but her sister Aoko enhanced them so that he could strive for a normal life. As expected, these eyes have most certainly received the rainbow classification from the clock tower, as they very much rival the power of gods. Manifesting from her family's psychic talents, Asagami Fujino was born with mystic eyes of distortion. They allow her to bend and twist points in space regardless of mass or magical properties. Be it bones, buildings, or the trajectory of airborne objects, Fujino can bend them all to her will. There are also mystic eyes known as Glam Sight, or Fairy Eyes. The mage Norma Goodfellow possesses fairy eyes that universally enhance her vision, allowing her to see swift movements normally undetectable to normal humans. In a more obvious application, Wills Pelham Codrington, a clock tower instructor, has a set of fairy eyes his father purchased for him that grant him the ability to see fairies. Ironically, it was a specific fairy, Faye, that killed his father for involving innocent lives in Magecraft research. Regardless, fascinated by her, Wills winds up leaving the realm of man to be with her in a process somewhat akin to journeying to Avalon, a realm that now exists only in the reverse side of the world. The genius swordsman Miyamoto Musashi possesses the Heavenly Eye, which grants her the ability of condensing infinite possibilities into one. In effect, she can see a certain outcome in her mind, and render that outcome inevitable, specifically as it relates to her martial arts. For example, if she desires to slice into an enemy at a specific angle, she can see beyond all other possible outcomes to ensure her vision comes
just like
true.
that.
An almost
Okay.
identical effect
I mean,
can
that's
be
my
observed
girl,
by
though,
mages
you know?
who have the mystic eyes of reversion. Specifically, the A-Team master Ophelia Famersalone can invoke her right
Oh,
eye
yeah,
to see
her,
the
yep, I
various
remember.
possibilities her enemies can take.
Yeah, I thought she
and
just
even
didn't
cull
have
those
an eye right there
possibilities
because there was
to
an
ensure
eye
a
patch,
certain
but no,
outcome.
there's something there.
If there's any difference between the two, it's that
Yep,
Musashi's
just covering it
eyes
up
make
that
her
whole
vision
time.
the only outcome, whereas Ophelia's eye strips away all the outcomes that might benefit her opponent. One can say these are a form of predicting the future, and while it definitely seems similar, that ability belongs to an entirely different set of eyes, called the Mystic Eyes of Premonition.
Well, yeah, there
They
you
allow
go,
the
yep.
mage Trisha Fellows to see glimpses of the future, including her own demise.
So yeah, just extra
This is in
little
direct contrast to the mystic
sets
eyes
of like
retrocognition,
powers that you can
which can see the
have, but in
past.
forms of
A variant
eyes,
of
you
these
know,
eyes
so
are
like
the mystic eyes of transience,
whether you can
possessed
cancel
by
out any
Carbo
other
Frampton.
outcomes
They allow him to
or
see
see
fragments of the
other
past as
outcomes,
bubbles in
possibilities
theoretical sea
of
foam.
how you could, like
Over the
how you
years he's
said,
had the
slice
eyes,
someone,
they've caused him to lose track of his own memories, lost in the sea of
or
visions
just simply
they give
looking
him.
at them and then killing them,
Unlike
you know.
normal retrocognition, these eyes let him carry events of the past
So yeah,
into the
I
present.
kind of see how they
For
work
example,
now.
he could blindly slash the air in a room, wait for someone to enter that room, and repeat the slash as a form of unobservable attack. A bizarre case of time-altering mystic eyes were found in Mitsuru Kamekura, a serial bomber who had the ability of precognition. His right eye could see the future, or rather a potential future, whereas his left eye could see the events leading up to that future. In practice, he could set up bombs that would detonate without causing any casualties. This proved useful for making threats and profiting without killing anyone. Ultimately, this ability of
Alright.
his was killed off when Shiki Ryogi used her eyes to thwart his. Dr. Heartless, the former
Yeah, you can
faculty
get
head
whatever
of
you
modern
want, then.
Magecraft, once had his heart stolen by
Yep,
fairies.
sending off those threats,
His
even though
mystic
no one
eyes,
gets
the eyes
killed,
of
right?
usurpation,
But
allow him to effectively
you know,
hijack
people
the
are
eyes
still
of
going to be
anyone
worried
else.
about that. Like,
He can
okay,
see vicariously through
someone
them,
might
as
be
well as take
bombing
control of their
this
powers.
place here, so let's
The
go.
dangerous applications of this will
And
be explored in our next
you know,
lesson.
there could be valuable
Prior to
items at that
acquiring these
area that
eyes,
they have to
he possessed
evacuate
the mystic
from,
eyes
and
of finding, which are
and,
now
you know, get
possessed
some
by
money off
Hishiri
of that or
Ashino,
whatever,
an officer of the Department
information.
of Policies. Just as the name suggests, her eyes can single out and locate things that are lost. The mage
okay.
Rhinus El Malloy Archisort has an undocumented type of mystic eyes that are useful in analyzing traces of mana. Sadly, a side effect of these eyes is that they react harshly to dense mana, causing a burning sensation. In effect, this renders her allergic to high concentrations of mana. Lastly, the master Tatsumi Kitano has a pair of undocumented mystic eyes that allow him to halt anything in his field of view from moving. This even includes looking at others through the viewfinder of a camera. This time, I will
Even
spare
through
us
a
a summary of
camera.
this lesson in favor of the next, as it will continue the same topic.
Oh, the same topic. Okay, well, yeah, got that part too, but yeah, that's pretty much about it for Mystic Eyes. So yeah, just sort of that extra, you know, attribute that is given to you, whether you can, like I always said, hold someone in their place, which would be a good power to use, especially if you had like well, not a teammate, but at least an ally with you that could also just take out your opponent just like that. You hold them down, and then they either kill him, whatever, knock him unconscious, and then that's it. Then yeah, you just got others like his here to where you can see the future and then what leads up to that. So it's like what's going to happen, and you can really like get money off of that, get information that you want, maybe whatever his goal was really. Then you got different like outcomes you can see, like if I tried to slash him here, oh, I could have slashed him in from this angle, from that angle, and then others that basically just cancel out any type of like good outcome that would come to the opponent. So like if your opponent is stronger than you and they obviously know they're gonna beat you, like no matter what, you can just cancel that out, and they'd be like, wait, like, hold on, I thought I was at least strong enough to at least take them out no matter what. Like, there's no way they can beat me, but, with those eyes, yeah, you can really just cancel all that out. But, yeah, and then you also have people, that just sort of limit their powers, weaken them at least, to where they don't actually have to take out their eyes. But they just have that like object that just really limits it. Just like the eye patch that she had here, she was covering it up the whole time. I thought she didn't have an eye, but no, there's actually something there. So yeah, just simply covering it up, if that even was like what a eye killer or whatever. But I'm gonna have to see that. Yeah, because I don't remember her really manipulating anyone like that. And let's see. That looks like Shido's eyebrows. Yeah, I was trying to see like who she's looking in so I can know like, okay, where would I need to look back at? Okay, yeah, this one was a little weird. He was yeah, I don't know about that. Just for some eyes. Then, yeah, you got those type. But, yeah, like I said, yeah, whether I knew about them, heard about them or not, it's like, yeah, it just depends on, whether I actually seen it or not. And I guess I might have seen it. I just don't remember at this time right now. And well, if I actually seen more of her, because they really did just, man, they really took her out so easily in Unlimited Blade Works than the original Fate Stay Night. Like, yeah, she was there for a while, but really, I didn't see her like use the eyes, like she still had the blindfold on that whole time. And then, well, yeah, from like a what was it, one of the lore videos that he had. Yeah, of course I remember that. But yeah, other than that though, I'm gonna just end it off here. Nothing much else that I got to say. So hope you guys did enjoy this. Make sure you like, subscribe again, and y'all see you guys in the next one.